Welcome to episode 2 of Making Dream Landscapes. It's a week on since I last saw you.
Yep.
It looks like you've done a hell of a lot of work, to be honest, and looks really good. What's the weather been like for you, and what's been the challenges?
The weather's changed. It's now definitely autumn. So we've had wind and wet. So it's day 6 and we're over halfway of the paving. So it's not been too bad really. A few messy days ripping up all the old paving, the old bases, running some scalps in. A few days later running the slabs in, whacking the scalps. So yeah, it's not been too bad so far.
How have you found the stone?
Oh, the stone's really nice. Generally with natural paving you can't guarantee that they're going to be true flat, and these ones, one are fairly flat, all of them, and they're nice square sizes, and it's just the fissures. There's so many like fossils embedded in the paving, so it is a really nice selection of paving we've got this time. The customers really like the mixture of colours because the house is many colours of bricks, and so it goes really well, it complements, and they're quite light. The pointing on the house is quite light, so it really complements each other.
At Milestone, we get a lot of customers that worry about how to lay the paving, what sort of base to have, whether they can do things like dot and dab, whether they can do things like not lay down any scalps. As a professional, what would your advice be?
Okay, obviously, rule of thumb is you want to excavate a minimum of 150 to 250. It all depends on the sub base, what you pick up. So when you pick up the slab, 100% have to pick up what it's laid on before normally. Then you want a good 100 to 150 mil of type 1 scalpings. Whack that as a good solid foundation for foot traffic. And then I always allow for about 50 mil for muck. From 30 mil to 50 mil of muck, which is sand and cement mix.
And obviously you would always say a full bed of
full
muck.
bed, 100% full bed. Full bed means 100% the slab's laid on, all muck underneath. And when you come to point, you're not wasting loads of point and mix, whereas dot and dab, just each corner, then in between, there's nothing. So yeah, full bed always.
I know this is something that varies maybe between sort of tradesmen, but what is your mortar mix? What's your ratio?
5 to 1. So yeah, 5 parts sand to 1 part cement, a little bit of water and some fed mix just to whisk it up, make it nice and smooth.
And you use sharp sand for that?
You can use sharp sand, you can use building sand, either or either really. They both go off hard.
We have a lot of customers come to us that have always had maybe square tiles before as a patio, or like rectangular tiles, all one size.
Yeah.
They like the look of the natural stone, they like the different sizes and the patterns, but they get worried about how to lay it. They always feel like they'll need a laying pattern. What's your view on laying patterns, and how do you generally lay natural stone like this? Okay,
well, myself never once used the pattern. I mean, there's 4 different sizes, so pick up a slab. As long as you avoid 4 corners, cross joints, you can pretty much pick up a slab, and the previous slab will tell you what the next slab can be and what it can't be. And as long as you avoid 4 corners and any really long lines more than a couple of meters, that's another thing that I'm quite hot on. I mean, you don't want long lines. Just be conscious that you're not laying the same slab again and again and again. It is, okay, let's break it up. Is there so many of this next in a clustered together?
When you talk about those lines going on too long, as you're trying to avoid 4 corners, are you saying that generally, yeah, you'll start to get a straight line appear, which would just run?
Yeah, so it might run across 1 or 2 slabs, maybe 3 slabs, and then you want to break it. So always look for a line should run to a T. In this company, I tell the lads, all T joints, no cross joints. So yeah, just be conscious that the lines aren't getting more than 4 or 5 slabs long, and then just think, well, what can I break it with?
What have you got left to do here, Dan, and roughly how long do you think it will take?
I mean, currently we're on the big pad behind me. That's 40 square metres. We're just over halfway on that. We've got that, and then once we get to that, really, there's a 1.2 path running along the front of the house, then it opens up to the steps. And the customer, like I said, just let me take out the old steps because they weren't actually square for building. So we've got to rebuild the steps out the front. So it's a couple of courses of bricks, nice and square. So yeah, once we get this pad done, we can wrap round with the path and then get to the front of the house. And then it's just another little single path up towards the chessboard, which is obviously the final bit, which is the bit that I'm looking forward to. It's the bit that I'm building up to, yeah.
The chessboard.
The chessboard, yeah.